One of the most respected investors in history, Warren Buffett, has often emphasized that escaping low income is not about luck, shortcuts, or sudden breakthroughs, but rather about disciplined thinking, consistent habits, and long-term decision-making. And this idea is especially relevant in 2026, where economic pressures, inflation, automation, and global competition make it harder for individuals to break out of the so-called poverty loop, a cycle in which people earn just enough to survive, but not enough to invest, grow, or move forward financially. And according to Buffett's philosophy, the first and most important step to escaping this loop is changing the way one thinks about money, because people who remain stuck in low income often focus only on immediate needs and short-term relief, while those who rise above it begin to think in terms of long-term value, delayed gratification, and compounding growth. And Buffett himself demonstrated this mindset from a young age when he invested small amounts of money and allowed them to grow over time, showing that even modest beginnings can lead to significant outcomes if managed wisely. And in today's context, this translates into understanding that income alone does not determine wealth, but rather how that income is used, saved, and invested plays a far more critical role, meaning that even individuals with limited earnings can begin to escape poverty by allocating a portion of their income towards skill development, savings, or small investments, instead of spending everything on consumption. And another key principle Buffett teaches is the importance of continuous learning, as he famously spends hours each day reading and expanding his knowledge, which highlights that increasing one's earning potential often depends on acquiring valuable skills that are in demand in the modern economy, such as digital literacy, communication, problem-solving, or technical expertise. And in 2026, with the rise of online platforms, remote work, and artificial intelligence, opportunities to learn and earn are more accessible than ever before. Yet many individuals remain stuck because they do not take advantage of these resources, either due to lack of awareness, fear of change, or comfort in routine, which reinforces the poverty loop. And Buffett's advice would be to invest in yourself first, because the returns on self-improvement are often higher than any financial investment. And this includes improving your ability to think critically, make decisions, and adapt to changing environments. And another major factor in escaping low income is avoiding bad financial habits, something Buffett strongly warns against, such as accumulating high-interest debt, overspending on unnecessary items, or trying to appear wealthy instead of actually building wealth, as these behaviors trap individuals in a cycle where their expenses grow faster than their income, leaving no room for savings or investment. And instead, he advocates for living below your means, which does not imply living a deprived life, but rather making conscious choices about spending and prioritizing long-term stability over short-term pleasure. And this discipline creates a financial buffer that can be used to seize opportunities, handle emergencies, and gradually build wealth. And speaking of opportunities, Buffett also stresses the importance of recognizing and acting on them, because many people remain in low-income situations, not due to lack of opportunities, but due to hesitation, fear of failure, or lack of confidence. And while not every opportunity will succeed, taking calculated risks is essential for growth, whether it's starting a small business, switching careers, learning a new skill, or investing in a new venture. And in the modern era, even side hustles and freelance work can serve as stepping stones out of poverty, allowing individuals to diversify their income streams and reduce dependence on a single source of earnings, which is particularly important in uncertain economic times. And another powerful concept Buffett promotes is the idea of compounding, often referred to as the eighth wonder of the world, where small, consistent efforts accumulate over time to produce significant results. And this applies not only to money, but also to skills, habits, and relationships, meaning that improving by even a small margin each day can lead to substantial progress over months and years. And this long-term perspective is crucial because escaping poverty is rarely an overnight process, but rather a gradual journey that requires patience, persistence, and resilience. And along this journey, surrounding oneself with the right people can make a significant difference. As Buffett advises associating with individuals who are better than you in terms of habits, mindset, and ambition, because their influence can push you to grow and avoid negative patterns, and conversely, staying in environments where negativity